We are live. Got to work on that intro still. But as you can see here, we are ready to rock and roll because Michigan defeats Purdue. Number 1 Michigan defeats number 7 Purdue on the road. What a win. They win by the final score of 79-63. They led pretty much the whole game, most of it by double digits. They played high energy the entire game, whistle to whistle. They played fantastic, elite defense inside and out, shared the ball. They weren't perfect here and there, but man, every time Purdue tried to go on a run, someone went and got a bucket or got a big stop or got a big block. They had some moments where you could tell that with that crowd, that place was rocking. With that crowd going crazy, and then them getting a few baskets in a row, it would be like, oh gosh, they're getting a little nervous. They're making some mistakes, but then someone would score or make a huge play and steady them again. And that's what I love about this team. Somebody different is always stepping up, and they just play well together. They love to play for each other and for the coach and for us fans. This is just a special team that we're watching, and this was an amazing game. Man, that was awesome. Let me know in the comments too if you like the new digs here. I decided to just go for it and get my own stuff instead of using all the freebie EV Muck stuff. So we'll work on that intro, but here we go. Let's see what we got here. We got Ray. Hail, yes, go blue. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had some at times too, but man, they played so good the entire time. It was just fantastic to see. Go blue. I'm 100% with you. Nice. Oh, wait, oh, it's showing. Oh, they did. Yeah, my bad. Thanks for pointing that out. My thing, I'm glad that you told me that, because if I would have shared this, it would have been behind. It's froze on with 4 minutes left when it was 79-63. I was going to say, wait, that doesn't sound good. And there we go, 91-80. Now it's up. I was going to say, that doesn't sound right. So yes, they won 91-80. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's see. Duke is on the clock, Jimbo. I agree. Go blue. What a game that's going to be. And if they play like they did tonight and those 3-pointers are falling, whoop, whoop, it's going to be tough for anybody to beat Michigan. So what a freaking game, you guys. That was really awesome. Let's just dive into the stats real quick here. Let me add this here. All right. So we're going to take a look at team stats first. So now that this is updated, thank you to my friend Jizzy. All right. Well, there we go. Michigan field goal percentage shot 53% from the floor. They were just rocking, especially from 3-point. Look at that. 57 from 3-point, 13 out of 23. They just had very good shot selection. And they were confident shooting, and they were falling. And when they fall, they are tough to beat. They also did better on free throws. They still missed some, but 78%, if they can get to that 80% or higher, that's pretty good. Especially when you got some big men that it can be a struggle for. So overall, I'm happy with that, but I would still like to see that get above 80% at least. Rebounds, though, they did great on the rebounding. It was going to be tough because Purdue's is a good rebounding team, so I knew that was going to be hard. They did a great job. They just smidgen got out rebounded on the offensive rebounds, but defensive they cleaned it up. Overall, they won the rebounding battle. They had a lot of assists again. This team really shares the ball. They did have some turnovers. They had 14. But Purdue is a really good defensive team. So I was a little worried about turnovers, but they had been doing really good. It kind of reared its ugly head here and there, but it didn't matter because they played so well that they were able to overcome that area. And I mean, they gave Purdue 22 points off turnovers. So, I mean, it's pretty awesome that they hung in there and did that. Points in the paint, they actually got outscored, which I figured they might, but they didn't really need to. They could be aggressive other ways, and their 3-pointers were so good. We've got some really good shooters. Some nights the shots just don't fall, but man, they were knocking them down. Fouls were even, and then largest lead they were up by 20, and they led 84% of the game. But man, it was just all around a fantastic game. I'm so impressed with this team. Let's take a look at the box score, see how everybody did. All right, so box score wise, we got our leading scorer was Elliot Cadeau, so getting it done, and he also had 7 assists. He did have 3 turnovers, but he played a really good game in the second half, especially. He stepped up multiple times and made a play when we needed it. So that was pretty awesome to see. Yaxel had 13. He had a good game. The second half, he played just high energy, made a lot of good defensive plays. That block at the end, even it's just this team just never stops fighting and playing hard like that near the end. I mean, they were up double digits, and that guy had an easy dunk, and Yaxel comes behind and blocks it from behind. Like he could have just let him dunk there, but he's still fighting, and I love it. And of course, the crowd was just lovely to Yaxel, as we assumed they would be. He got told things multiple times, but he had a fantastic game all around. He doesn't need to score 30 points a game to affect the outcome, and this was one of those nights. Morris Johnson was great rebounding and on defense. Mara had a solid game. I liked seeing him get aggressive with that play where he drove right into his defender and got an and one. That was great to see and seeing him get fired up. He's getting that aggressive streak. We talked about Cadeau. Burnett had just one of his Burnett games. He's always just a calming veteran presence. We'll hit a big shot here and there, make a big play here and there. Cheddar had a nice 3-pointer he made. He didn't play that much. But Kaysen had a solid game again. He did have a couple turnovers, but he's just electric. I think Gale had his minutes in the first half were huge. Early on, it was just a defensive slugfest. I think it took 2 minutes before anybody scored. And early on, it was just kind of close, back and forth. And then Gale came in off the bench, and he just brought a spark and so much energy. And I feel like then that's when things started to take off from there. So he is another guy that he does. You may not see the stats stuffed on the stat sheet, but he makes a difference with his energy and his heart he plays with. I love Roddy Gale. And Trey McKinney, again, solid game, great game. 3 for 3 from 3 points, no turnovers, 11 points. Just a fantastic player, great on defense. Purdue is pretty much a couple of guys for them. Braden Smith, we knew was going to be tough. He had, he didn't shoot great, but he had 14 points. Fletcher Lawyer started off hot, but he only ended up with 8 points. But Clough, we held Clough in check, and if you would have told me Clough would have 4 points and Lawyer had 8, I would have thought we won by like 50. But this Trey Kaufman Wren guy, he had a solid game. He played tough. So he was the one. But if you're gonna let a big man like that score 27 points down low, I mean, hey, if that's their whole team, we're going to win because we're a lot more athletic and spread out. So pretty awesome stuff. Let's go back to here for a second. So let me check the chat here. Brian is here. Brian Soule, one of my favorite Michigan fans and my favorite resident sourpuss about basketball sometimes. Let's see what he says. Yeah, YouTube is being weird. It was for me too. I was worried that it wasn't going to work for the stream, but it did. But yeah, it kicked me out of all my stuff, and I was like, I couldn't get back in, and I had to put a code in, and my kids are having that problem too. So I'm glad it's not just. I thought maybe it was my internet, but I think it must be YouTube just struggling for everybody. So hopefully, everybody can get in. I know. Yeah, if YouTube's having struggles, some people might not be able to make it in. But thanks for being here, Brian. But he said best game of the season. Yes, even Brian knows that was a great game, my friend. Wire to wire. That's man. If this team plays with this energy, guys, they came out ready to rock and roll, and they never stopped. Even when things got dicey and they started making some mistakes, like I said, somebody on this team always steps up to settle everybody down. And it's a beautiful thing to see. And what a game. It was fantastic. Yaxel, like I said, he had a great game. Of course, all the hubbub beforehand. If anybody has not heard the full story, a clip went viral on social media of Yaxel at a over 21 establishment in the evening, and he was saying, we're gonna basically spank Purdue's bass and other things, dropping some f-bombs, just being silly, joking around. He was with a fan, and people thought that they made it like over the weekend heading into this game. And of course, all the fans of teams that are rivals ran with it. But this was from last spring after he forewent the NBA to join Michigan. He was excited. He was at a bar. A fan was there who had a good friend who was a Purdue fan. He said, "Oh, Purdue's #1. Make a video telling me how you're going to beat them." So he was just having fun with friends, and it got posted, of course, right now. And Dusty May handled it well. He talked to Yaxel about it. Yaxel knows that kids look up to him, so he feels bad of how that looks. It's a great learning experience for him to understand you're a big time player. You're going to be in the NBA. People are always watching you. You got to be careful what you do. So I think he'll learn from it. And it was great to see him come out tonight and just play tough and not get sucked into anything. He wasn't, gyrating to the crowd or anything like that. He played a clean, hard fought game. He didn't do anything to hurt himself or his team. So it was good to just see the maturity, to see him come out and just play his game, play hard, and be positive. And that was pretty awesome. Yeah, it did, and even close. I mean, I think down the stretch they got it to 8 quite a few times. Did they ever get it closer to that? I don't. Maybe 6 one time, but yeah, I do think that. And I mean, let's be honest, Purdue is good, and that's why this was such a fantastic game to watch, because Purdue is a very, very good team defensively and offensively. They have 2 guards who are veterans, great shooters, know how to handle the rock, know how to run the offense, and they have 2 big men who will wear you down. So it's pretty impressive what Michigan was able to do. But yeah, they got tired down the stretch, and our brand of basketball is aggressive. We run, we push the pace. So yeah, and playing defense like that the entire game as hard as they did. The guys that had a lot of minutes, they got tired, but luckily we're a deep team, and that helps. We were able to hang in there and just keep making plays down the stretch to pull it out. This was never probably going to be a game that Michigan won by 30 or more or something crazy. It was going to be a closer one. So the fact that they led double digits and hit 20 multiple times, I'm very impressed. On the road at Purdue, one of the toughest places to play in college basketball. This team, man, I'm very impressed, very happy. I could not be more happy with the Michigan basketball team. Proud of these players. Pretty awesome stuff. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule and the standings. Let's see. We will look at the schedule first. Here we go. All right. So, of course, we got the Duke game coming up. That's a big one. Saturday night. And, I had said I wanted to do a live stream during it, but bummer, I can't, because it is me and my wife's anniversary weekend. I didn't forget that, but I thought we were going to do something Friday. So I thought, Saturday I can do that, but we're going to do something Saturday. So unfortunately, I will do a post game for sure, but it might be later. It won't be right after the game. I will do one. So keep an eye on the channel. It might be more like after 9 or even 10, depends on when we get home from whatever we do, but I will do one. There's no way I'm not gonna win or lose, but I think if Michigan plays like this, we're looking good. But let's see, we got after that they got Minnesota. Of course, Minnesota's been a giant slayer, so we got to watch out for them, but it is home, so that's a good thing. Then we got a big one at Illinois. They are in second place, which we'll look at the Big Ten standings in a minute. So if Michigan wins that game, I mean, they pretty much will lock up the Big Ten regular season championship, at least a share. But if they win that one, they're pretty much locked. I mean, they're in the driver's seat already. But then we got at Iowa. That is always a tough game. Whether you play at Iowa in basketball or football, something about that is always tough. And Iowa is just always a team that plays tough and can just go crazy with threes. So we'll have to be ready for that one. But I feel like Michigan will play their game, and Duke and Illinois will be the tough ones. But I think they can win all these games if they play like they did tonight. They are just a force. And then we end up with Michigan State, which hopefully that'll be a fun blowout for us, because that's just always fun. So this is the stretch. Not easy by any means, but every game that this team just steps up and shows us what they're made of, I feel more and more confident in them. And they've got another chance to prove the world how good they are on Saturday when they play Duke. And it's going to be a fun one. Cannot wait for that one. Let's take a look at the standings, like I said. So as you can see here, let me make sure it showed up. Yep. So Michigan's in first place now. They are 15-1, 25-1 in the Big Ten, 11-game winning streak, which is impressive. So now they're going to have that cushion on Illinois, depending on what Illinois does in their next game. If they win, we'll still have a 2-game cushion. And then if we were to beat them, and the only time we play them in the regular season, that would give us a 3-game on them, and we'd be pretty set because now we've beaten Purdue, who falls to 11-4 in the Big Ten. So we've got a 3-game cushion on them. We've beaten Nebraska. Wisconsin would technically be the one that could catch us, and it could be trouble because they beat us. But they'd have to just win out, and we'd have to really fall off a cliff. And I don't see this team or this coaching staff allowing that to happen. So as you can see here, Iowa, like I said, they're a solid team, so that's not an easy game. Minnesota has a losing record, but remember, they've knocked off some good teams. And then Michigan State's right there. We know that's always going to be a hard-fought, tough game, but I like our chances in every game. Duke will be the one to watch on Saturday. Man, what a season we are witnessing, my friends. Pretty awesome stuff. Let me go back in here and stop sharing this. Pretty exciting. All right, let's see. We got some more people that popped in here. Bam Miller's here. What do you think the plan should be for Duke? Really just Boozer, right? If they can control him, like Purdue and some of these other teams that Michigan has played lately have an inside-out game where they have a really good big man and a really good guard, and you got to be sure you play perimeter defense but win on the inside. Duke, I mean, obviously they're very good, but I just feel like they're more of the traditional star player team. And if you can keep their star in check or keep everyone else in check but him, I think they have a good chance. But it's always with Michigan, if they do the things they do well, you've got two things with Michigan. If they do the things they do well, which is out-rebound the other team, win points in the paint, don't turn the ball over, at least keep them down, share the ball, and play 40 minutes, whistle to whistle, high energy, good defense like they're capable of. If they do all those things, even if their shots aren't falling, they're in the game because the other team just can't get enough going because they'll make it uncomfortable on them. No easy shots. And then eventually the shots will fall because this team is full of good shooters who somebody will step up and then they run away with it and they just wear the team down and they get tired. And so if they just do their thing, their brand, I feel like they don't have to adjust what they do. It's like if they just do what they do well, they are so hard to beat, even for a team as talented as Duke. So I think that the plan is just to do what they did tonight and what they've been doing is to just play high energy, be focused, be all in, and play that insane defense that they can play, and then let the shots start falling for the shooters and be confident they'll start falling eventually. And even if Duke does start getting hot, it won't last because Michigan's defense is so good. They'll have hands and face and they won't be able to keep it up the whole game. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate that. Let's see. It'll be since 2009, 17 years that we've been married. Pretty cool stuff. I think it'll be 17 years. I was trying to think of how long since we started dating. I don't think we're to 20 yet. 19 years. Anyway, thank you, my friend. 23 Tails is here. Go Blue. Heck yeah, man. I'm excited. Let's see. I'll come back to Bam's comment in a second. He asked about football. I'll talk about that in a second. But let me make sure I get all the basketball stuff. Hey, Ron, what's up, man? Thanks for being here. Cam versus Yaxel, going to be good. Yes. Man, I can't wait. I'm probably going to have to, I don't know. We're going to go out to dinner and see like a play at the local theater. So I should probably just record it instead of trying to check the score all the time during the play. But we'll see. Man, that game is going to be good. Brian, I'm with you, man. Boozer, 90%. Guard that's like 52% of three. I know he's really good. Yeah, but they don't have a deep team. Yeah, they did destroy Syracuse. But yeah, they don't have the rotation we do. They don't have the spread out scoring like we do. So if you control him, or even if he goes off and nobody else barely scores, it's going to be hard for them to win. So I think if we play that defense like we can, we're going to be in really, really good shape. I'm doing good, man. It's good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. Glad you're doing good. I hope you enjoyed that game. Go blue indeed, my friend. Indeed. Appreciate you and your support, Aaron. All right, let me come back to Bam. Said off topic, but what do you think the next step in developing Bryce Underwood should be? Well, they already did the first step, and that was get a QB coach, right? It's insane that they didn't have a specific QB coach, not where the offensive coordinator, like Chip Lindsey, is the QB coach where he's up in the box, not talking to him during the game. We know Sharon Moore wasn't talking to him during the game. So that was step one. But next step is just going to be working with him. I think that is so huge. Like if you, I don't know, Bam, if you ever watched, gosh, what do they call their? But Devin Gardner and Jake Butt did so many good breakdowns after the games where they would show Bryce, what he was seeing, and there was a lot of times receivers were open and he missed it because he didn't trust the offensive line. He didn't trust himself. He didn't give the play time to develop. He checked down too soon. He took off and ran too soon. His mechanics were just off. He has so much talent, but nobody taught him how to progress through the year and learn what he needs to do to be successful when you're not the most talented guy in the field all the time, or at least by far not the most talented. So I think just what they already have in place, like Jason Beck working with him a lot, molding the offense to fit him. Three things I think are going to help Bryce Underwood have an amazing year. One, like I said, Jason Beck molding the offense to fit him, using all the weapons they brought in around him, scheming people open, getting Bryce moving, using the RPO, all these things, and making sure that the offensive line has good protection. The other thing is Coy Detmer Jr. is an amazing QB coach, somebody that just gets people fired up. But him talking to Bryce after every series and all the time, just them having a good relationship. And there's some other position coaches and analysts and assistants who have been cute quarterbacks before. So there's a lot of guys that can bounce things off Bryce. But Coy Detmer Jr. talking to him after every play, right? After every play, after every series, he comes back off. If he made good plays, praise him. If he made bad plays, talk to him about why they were bad. Show him, talk to him, help him learn. And sometimes Bryce would make not even a good play. He would make the wrong choice, but it would result in a good play because he was talented. But maybe it was not a great throw, but it got caught by the receiver somehow and they got a first down. Or maybe he took off and ran and he got a few yards and got a first down, but there was somebody wide open he missed for a touchdown. So talking to him about that and be like, hey, you made something happen. Great job. But guess what? I'm going to show you the tape here. You missed a touchdown. Like somebody doing that is going to help Bryce grow so much. And looking at the tape with him and saying, hey, you're giving up too soon. You've got a pocket here. You don't need to run out. Step up in the pocket. Trust your offensive line. Trust your check downs, all these things. It's going to be huge. And the final thing, I'm giving you more than you bargained for, Bam, is just Kyle Whittingham. Having a coach that can be a real mentor to him as like a fatherly grandfather figure that's going to help him grow as a man and as a player, somebody that he can count on to be there over the next, however many years we have him here. I think that's going to be huge. A calming presence for him, somebody that's going to hold him accountable and expect a lot out of him because he sees a lot out of him. I think that's going to be a huge change for him. I do think that Sharon saw a lot in Bryce, but he didn't have the tough love with Bryce, and he didn't set him up to succeed. And Kyle Whittingham definitely will. So I think those things are the big things that are going to help. Sorry, I went on that tangent. Let's see. Daily Wolverine is here. Go Blue. Great game. Winning at Mackey is so hard, and they control most of the game. Go Blue. I agree. It is so tough, but they killed it, man. The whole game. It was just wild. This team is something special. Let's see. I noticed a lot of my comments on the morning videos were liked by Michigan at Voice of College Football. That's so awesome. get out. I did comment on one of their videos today too, so maybe that made them check out my channel a little bit. But I know I've shouted them out a couple times, so maybe once in a while they take a little peek, see it at the little small Michigan channel over here, and they'll see what we're building with all you awesome fans. It's all thanks to you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks, Brian. And you, all those comments is what helps me. So thanks for always chatting with me in the comments, all of you guys. Let's see. Daily Wolverine, Ohio State's beating. Oh, this is one of those times where it's like, we already beat Ohio State twice. They can't beat us. So now, of course, if they do beat Wisconsin, that's great, because then Wisconsin, it'd be really hard for them to catch us. But then you know that Ohio State fans are going to say, "Oh, we beat the only team that beat Michigan." Just calling it now. Bam. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for answering questions. Love your channel and have been watching since day one. Go Blue. Love you, man. I appreciate you guys. That means the world to me. I just wanted to do this for fun and just to see what would happen, and it's gone way better than I ever could have imagined. And it's only the beginning. It's only been a month. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to growing this channel more and more. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen. You know they're gonna come in and say that stuff for sure. Oh man, so yeah, this team, you guys, unbelievable. I cannot wait to see how the Duke game goes. Like I just don't see this team not being in at worst being in a close game down to the wire, and at best blowing teams out, because they're just that good. They have that much talent and they're that well coached. It's crazy. Hopefully you stay, bro. As you can see, I'm tuned in. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. I don't know if anybody likes to read. I do have I got my little 3D printout thing here, Bearded Book Beast. If you like fantasy, sci-fi, and horror books, I interview some indie authors on there and just talk about books. But that one's just more fun. I don't get the traction I do with this. Thanks, Daily Wolverine. I'm excited. I think some of it was luck. I started when during the transfer portal. Now things have cooled off some, so the subs are trickling. But yeah, I'm getting there much faster than I did with the book one. I've had a couple years. It took me a long time to get to 1,000 subs. So getting 600 in a month is insane. Really excited. Yeah, so I am beyond excited. So, and I appreciate that, man. When you guys say that you love the channel, or that you're learning something, or that you just enjoy my authentic, just like we're sitting down having a burger and chatting about Michigan. That's kind of what I want it to be. Just some Michigan fans hanging out. The blue beard, obviously I don't have a blue beard, although I did tell Jay Sniper, if he pops in here, that if Michigan wins the national championship, I will dye my beard blue, maize and blue. So be ready for that. But what was I gonna say? I don't remember now. Oh, the blue in Bluebeard is not necessary for blue. It's maize and blue, of course, but also that what I want this to be is just blue collar, regular people, regular fans, just hanging out and chatting. I got a lot of plans once I get to 1,000 subs and kind of get some more things opened up to me. At that point, I'm going to start doing a weekly live, and hopefully eventually have an opportunity for you guys to be a part of that. I think would be cool. And also I got some cool like community ideas to let you guys share some videos with your own thoughts about Michigan stuff once a month. Like I got some fun ideas. So it's gonna be cool. You want to do at 1,000 beard gets dyed colors? All right, if I can find some beard dye to wash out, we'll do it for every 1,000 subs I get. And then of course the national championship too. For the national championship, I'll dye it and I'll go out in public without washing it out. That's what we'll do for national championship. But yeah, if I had 1,000 subs, I'll dye it when I get there. I got some merch that I'm going to drop when we get to 1,000 subs that is fun. Really just because I want to make it myself and wear it, because I think it's going to be fun. So yeah, a lot of that stuff. We'll start a Discord channel membership stuff, all that stuff to really build this community. Once I get to 1,000, right now I'm just focused on putting out the best content I can and getting to 1,000 so we can open up all that stuff. That's what I'm thinking. I won't have as straight as a line, but I'm thinking blue, maize and blue on each side. I think that'd be sweet. You guys like the background, the beard just there like that? I thought that would look cool. I gotta make my own intro instead of trying to rely on those countdown things. So I'm gonna work on that. But for now, we're stuck with what we got. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So all right, we're at the 30 minutes. We'll go a little bit longer because we're having fun, and they got done a little sooner than they normally do. So I got a little bit longer. But again, if you're just popping in, Michigan beats Purdue 91-80. They led most of the game, most of it by double digits. They played fantastic team basketball, shared the ball, played amazing defense, and had high energy the entire game. Kind of what we've been waiting for them to do. They did it in this game, and it's incredible. Incredible. Oh man, I just was thinking about that the other day. I was like, man, I wonder if I asked him if he would do something with me. So I might ask him. He's way bigger than me though, so he might not even respond. But yeah, there's a lot of awesome Michigan content creators I'd love to chat with eventually, but we'll see. We shall see. I got to figure out something to do for my weekly live when I start doing those. I maybe I'll rotate guests coming in or something because you guys might get sick of hearing me talk for an hour once a week. These post game chats are one thing, but that might get old for you if it's just me. So yeah, I agree. It would be very awesome. I thought about the same exact thing. Love his videos. You the man, Bam. Appreciate you. Yeah, I got to figure out how to reach out to him. Let's see. For being a basketball school, where's the national championship Boilermakers? Oh wait. Brett, what's up? Dirty. I know. Oof, that must have been tough for them to lose to a school they say is just a football school, even though I'd say we're a basketball school too right now. Number 1 in the country. Brian asked if I watch Minister Sports. I do. I haven't watched them as much this year, but I have in years past. They're pretty entertaining. But I haven't watched any of their stuff for a while. But yeah, they're pretty good. There's a lot of good ones. And it's cool too. Sometimes when I look up stuff on YouTube to listen to them, I'll see one of my thumbnails show up, and it's like, "Ooh, YouTube is putting some of my stuff by the big boys." So that always gets me pumped to see that too. If you didn't check out today's video, which most of you already have because you guys rock, today I just talked about the Yaxel clip. Oh, no way. Lost their YouTube. Wow, no way. Well, they did a lot with. I guess I only really ever checked. I would watch some of the Ohio State guys because they were always, when Michigan was on that run, beating them 4 years in a row, they were always talking about Michigan, and it was just fun to watch them melt down and stuff. But that's a bummer. I'll have to look into that. I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, YouTube's cracking down on some things with AI and some other stuff. So I don't know why they lost it, but hopefully they can get it back because that's a bummer. Bam, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, you got you'll see it. There's a lot of good ones. Everyone's already named a lot of my favorite ones already, but I appreciate you watching me, my friend, and yeah, there's a lot of good ones to check out. Brett, I've said the same thing. This team reminds me a lot of the 2023 football team, that they just feels like they're just superior to other teams. Yeah, I feel that too. And I even have said in, love the logo, by the way, too. Straight out of the big house. That's amazing. I have said the same thing in some of my videos. They remind me of that boa constrictor way that Michigan was, where they just ran at you and they were so tough on defense and offense and in the trenches, and they would just wear teams down, whether they blew them out right away or it was close and then they pulled away at the end because the other team just ran out of gas and couldn't take it anymore. That's how this I feel like this basketball team is with that length and that the strength we have down low with Mara and Johnson and Lindeborg. They just wear teams down, and then our guards are so fast and quick and can hit shots and play such good defense. Eventually, teams just run out of gas. I agree. Oh yeah, I'll have to check out their website. That's true. Spotify and Rumble. Man, so they probably still have those. They just lost the YouTube. That's a bummer. Hopefully it's a lot of times it's like a misunderstanding. Like there's a rule that like technically the algorithm thinks they broke, but then it ends up getting worked out. So I'll have to look into that and see what happened. Hopefully they don't have the decline. No, they won't, because I don't think Dusty May's going anywhere. I mean, I can't. He loves working with kids and helping them grow, but I thought that about Beeline. I couldn't see him going to the NBA. I don't know. I feel like he loves college basketball and growth and building a team too much to go to the NBA and deal with some of the stuff you have to deal with there. It's just not the same, as John Beeline found out. It's not the same. So yeah, I think we had the decline because they made the wrong coaching hire when Harbaugh left, and we had to kind of clean house and get rid of some of the junk. And I think we're gonna be back, baby. We're on the track back, but I don't think this will happen. That'll happen with the basketball team because I just don't see Dusty May going anywhere. So yeah, I can't see us declining. I mean, he's recruiting well. He's got a few stud recruits already, and he's so good in the transfer portal. Like it's not like he gets 10 guys every year. He'll get 3 or 4 guys, but they're always just perfect. You know, whether they're a superstar or just a really good role player, and then he just knows how to use them. He knows how to make rotations that just work so well, and he builds such a great. What's the word I'm thinking of? He builds chemistry, but environment. He builds such a good environment that players just love playing for him and each other, and they have fun, and that's huge. You look at some of these coaches that are just jerks, and you just see kids play tight and not play together, and they're scared to make mistakes. And Michigan's not like that. They know that their coach has got their back no matter what, and they are playing for each other, and their teammates got them. Like that when you're already talented and then you add that in, that's why they're so good. Yeah, I mean, I think that Northwest. I was gonna say it seemed like that was a problem earlier in the season. They got over it, but then that Northwestern game was like that too. But I mean, they didn't today, so hopefully this can be a turning point for them. But that is, I mean, I feel like that's human nature sometimes, right? If you're really good, sometimes because we watching the game go into a game and think we're relaxed, like, oh, okay, they're playing Northwestern, they're gonna blow them out. This will be a nice, easy win. So I'm sure no matter how hard they try to not feel that way, it's a lot different playing number 7 Purdue or number 3 Duke instead of playing Northwestern or Minnesota who have a losing record. But that's how you get caught. But no matter how hard you try to say it's not, it's different, you know? So that they just gotta rise above and eke it out, even if it has to be on talent alone. But I think they've learned. I think they've learned. I mean, basically from that second half of that Northwestern game on, they've been pretty good. Ray says, yeah, more was back in court. Yeah, the ongoing saga. Just crazy his fall that he took because of his poor choices. I mean, he had it made, man. One of the best jobs, a dream job, you know, for him and for anybody, and he ruined it. I think it would have been ruined anyway, even if all that stuff hadn't come to light. If they had had another subpar year, he wouldn't have survived it anyway. But man, it worked out really good right now because I'm pumped about Michigan football, and I would not have felt as excited if he was still the coach going into next year. Like Lendeborg said, he loves Dusty May because he doesn't yell at him. He just coaches. Yep, there's a difference. Kids today, you can't yell at him like you used to be able to. Yeah, it's just different, especially somebody like Lendeborg who had transferred here and could have gone to the NBA. He's an upperclassman. Like he's a man. He's getting ready to be a professional athlete, and plus they're getting paid now, so they are really professional athletes. But it just doesn't work, you know. And I don't know that you have to walk a fine line with that. Even if you're at a younger level where you could get after players, like it's got to be a balance because they got to when you get after them, it has to be more. I feel like if you set the right environment where they feel I mean, I'm a teacher, so I'm just like there's you do the pyramid of needs, right? If you can get a kid or a young adult to feel safe and valued, and then they trust you, boom. From there, like if they make if they make mistakes and you're disappointed, they want to do better already because of all those the things you've built and instilled into them already. You don't have to yell at them. You can just talk to them, but be disappointed and be honest. And it makes a big difference because they know that you see potential in them and they start to see it in themselves. And that's what he does. He's just really good at being a mentor, which is such an important part of being a coach, even in college. And you see too many coaches doing that old school, like, this is what I expect, and if you don't do it, I'm going to scream at you and embarrass you and throw you under the bus and post game interviews and stuff. Dusty May's doing it right. Yeah, that's so true, Brian. I always think about that. Like he definitely did not learn temperament from Bobby Knight. That's for sure. Let's see. Bam said, "Yeah, I feel like that he would have ended up coaching a different team. One of my friends told me that if he did bad this year, he thinks most people would fire him." Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't even know if he would coach another team because he was like last year and this past year and the year before, like it was like you look at all the Big Ten coaches or all the top 25 coaches. If Sharon Moore became available, is anybody any big time school going to snag him to be a head coach? No, I don't even know if smaller schools would. He's a good offensive line coach, but not a good head coach. All right. Well, I think we'll start wrapping it up. I got to get my kids to bed. I'll hang tight for a couple more minutes. We'll get to the 45-minute mark. We got 3 minutes or so. So if you got any other things to add or talk about or questions to ask, throw them in the comments. Tomorrow in my video in the morning, I'll recap this game, but I'll also talk about the whole GM situation with Sean McGee and his staff on the way out. What I think will happen, what the rumors are will happen, what could happen. We'll talk about that, and of course, Michigan's big win in basketball. So look forward to that. Yeah, Eastern. They've been a little better lately, though. I don't know if they would or not. But yeah, Mac School might. They might. Let's see. I get the angry off of the yeah, I kind of feel that way too. I mean, he's been successful, but he's getting crotchety in his old age. And sometimes now too, you see him getting after some players on the sideline, and they yell right back at him, and it's like, ooh, I don't think a player would do that to Dusty May, but he wouldn't yell at them on the sideline either. Oh yeah, 100%. He'd get picked up as an OL coach anywhere, but not as a head coach is what I meant. But yeah, now, yeah, I don't even know if a high school would because parents would probably not be happy. They'd probably say, I don't want him teaching my kids or mentoring my kids. So yeah, he kind of, like I said, he messed it up for himself. Because even if he had just been let go for performance reasons, everyone would think, oh, he's a great offensive line coach. And maybe somebody would be silly enough to think he's a good offensive coordinator. But definitely as an O-line coach, yeah, even here, he was good at talent, finding talent for offensive line. And when he probably worked with them, he still probably did good, but he's not a good CEO coach, and he's not just doesn't run a good tight ship. So that was he bass. I like that. Oh gosh, that's we should make a T-shirt of that. He bass. Oh, that's good, Bam. That's good. Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, I mean he already was probably never going to be a head coach anywhere big without reinventing himself as an offensive line coach again. But now, like Brian said, he's not even going to be able to coach in college or in the NFL or anywhere. Just yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, and he lost out on so much money. It's just wild. All right, we're coming up at 45 minutes, so thank you everybody that hung out. You guys rock. It was so much fun. Again, Michigan defeats number 1. Michigan defeats Purdue number 7, 91-80 on the road at Mackey. What a win! Michigan led the whole way, played fantastic, whistle to whistle. Did everything that we have grown accustomed to seeing them do when they're clicking on all cylinders, and they are ready to rock and roll Saturday night against Duke. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Thanks for hanging out with me again. Yeah, I did. I have seen Sharonly fans. That is a very clever username. They should win an award for that one. That's pretty good. But watch my video tomorrow morning. I'll recap this game again and talk all about the GM stuff for Michigan football. And we'll do another live post game after the Duke game Saturday night. Again, it's my anniversary, so it'll probably be a little bit later after the game. Probably won't be right after, but keep an eye on the channel. I'll let you guys know. But I'll see you then. So until then, have a fantastic night. And as always, go blue. And one more time before we go. Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and best, hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes, hail, hail to Michigan, the champions.